Chapter 55 Combat Power Ranking. You are listening at thousand-fold.Audio. The number of testers has dropped to 10, and the power rankings are officially open. Trialists who are on the ranking list of combat power will get exclusive killing weapons and be marked with red names. The communication function of the killing token is turned on, and the testers can contact, communicate, form alliances, etc. through the killing token. The killing field is reduced by 10 times, and all the testers will be teleported immediately. Following one after another, loud voices sounded in the killing field. The space where the killing field was located rapidly shrunk. A beam of teleportation light wrapped all the testers, disappeared in place, and appeared in new positions one after another. Congratulations to Feng for being number 1 on the combat power rankings, and rewarding him with a top killing weapon. Feng had just been teleported to a wasteland, and a clear reminder sounded in his ears. Immediately afterwards, a ray of light lit up on the killing token, and a virtual screen was condensed in front of Feng. The pictures and introductions of each killing weapon were displayed on the virtual screen, allowing Feng to choose. I have practiced Xuanhuan swordsmanship, so I will choose a killing sword. After viewing all the dozens of killing weapons on the virtual screen, Feng pointed to a killing sword and said. As soon as Feng's voice fell, a small space crack appeared beside him, and a killing sword gushed out from it, floating in front of him. Space teleportation. The power to create a killing space is really amazing. Looking at the killing sword suspended in his own, Feng exclaimed involuntarily. After an exclamation, Feng picked up the killing sword, stirred up the killing mana in his body, and refined it. The killing sword is refined from a special material. It is a low-grade treasure at first, but it can grow by absorbing the murderous aura from its owner. The more evil and murderous the master's body is, the stronger the murderous aura, the faster the killing sword grows, the higher the level, and it will never end. Of course, this never-ending is the introduction on the killing token. Whether it is true or not, Feng has no way of knowing. After Feng refined the slaughtering sword released a powerful suction, sucking away all the evil and murderous aura accumulated on Feng's body, making Feng feel relaxed and comfortable. After absorbing the evil spirit from Feng's body, the killing sword's power increased a little. This killing sword is not bad, it matches well with the heaven-swallowing devil art. Feeling the change of the killing sword, Feng chuckled, and collected it into the sea of killing consciousness. Only after that did Feng have the time to set his sights on the battle rankings. The power ranking list is very simple, there are only 100 serial numbers and 100 names on it, and nothing else. When Feng saw his name, which was at the top of the combat power ranking list, and was marked in red, he frowned slightly, and immediately opened the map of the killing field to check the information of the trainees with a radius of thousands of miles. However, what Feng didn't expect was that just after he opened the information of the killing field, he was surprised to find that more than 3,000 practitioners with a radius of thousands of miles were moving in one direction. Obviously, these more than 3,000 testers have united through the communication function of the killing token, and are ready to fight against Feng together. In fact, Feng guessed right. After discovering that Feng, the number 1 trainee in the combat power rankings, was thousands of miles away from him, the more than 3,000 trainees were terrified, and immediately joined other nearby trainees to quickly form a group. Temporary alliance, ready to deal with Feng's threat together. After a month of frantic fighting and elimination, the rest of the trainees, except for a few lucky ones, are all ruthless people, and they are all monks in the mana realm and above. Therefore, under Feng's attention, more than 3,000 practitioners with a radius of thousands of miles gathered at a place at an extremely fast-flying speed, and they would gather together in a short time. Seeing this scene, Feng frowned slightly, and after a moment of contemplation, he was ready to do something big, wipe out these more than 3,000 testers, promote himself to a cultivator of supernatural powers, and ensure his dominant position. After making a plan in his heart, Feng immediately soared into the air without any hesitation, turned into a streamer, and galloped towards the direction of the nearest practitioner. Feng moved. Feng is coming towards me. Damn it! Why is Feng staring at me? Stop yelling, I am the closest to Feng, and Feng should have killed me. Everyone, move faster, gather early, and act together, otherwise we will be beheaded by Yang Feng. As soon as Yang Feng's figure moved, messages immediately rang out in the chat group created by more than 3,000 practitioners. All the trainees in the direction of Yang Feng's flight showed terrified expressions, and hurriedly accelerated their flight speed, trying to distance themselves from Yang Feng. However, Yang Feng is a monk at the peak of Yin Yang Mirror, and the killing mana in the sea of killing consciousness is almost saturated. The total amount of killing mana is more than tens of thousands of times that of monks of the same rank, and his strength and combat effectiveness are extremely terrifying. This is also the reason why Yang Feng ranks number 1 in the combat power rankings. Therefore, although those testers accelerated their flying speed, they were still far behind Yang Feng's flying speed, and the distance between the two was constantly shrinking. Soon, Yang Feng flew behind a tester hundreds of miles away. Yang Feng has caught up with me, come and save me. The trainee looked back at Yang Feng, his eyes were full of fear, and he quickly sent a distress message to some trainees who were closest to him. However, these testers who received the distress message not only did not turn around to come to rescue, but directly used various secret methods to increase their speed several times, and fled to the distance, quickly away from Yang Feng and the tester who called for help. Bye. Go with. Yang Feng looked at the tester more than 1,000 meters away, and gave a light drink, and the killing sword in the sea of killing consciousness turned into a stream of light and stabbed straight at the tester. Sensing the terrifying power contained in the long sword of killing, the tester hastily stimulated the mana in his body, condensing mana shields one by one, trying to resist the attack of the long sword of killing. Boom. 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 Amidst clear and crisp sounds, the killing sword easily pierced through the mana shields one by one, and pierced through the body of the tester with undiminished force, causing blood to splatter, and he died tragically on the spot. After that, with a flicker of the killing sword, it turned into a stream of light, submerged into Yang Feng's sea of killing consciousness, and continued to warm up. But Yang Feng flew to the front of the trial person, and used the heaven-swallowing devil art to swallow the trial person, condensing wisps of killing mana. Afterwards, with the increase of the 10,000-fold return system of the cultivation effect, there were 10,000 strands of mana in the sea of killing consciousness, which made the killing mana in the sea of killing consciousness increase rapidly. Running very fast, Yang Feng picked up the Trialist space ring, glanced at the Trialist's information on the map of the killing token, smiled slightly, and said softly. After expressing emotion, Yang Feng moved his body and turned into a stream of light, chasing in the direction of the closest practitioner. Chapter 56 10,000 Swords Art. You are listening at thousand-fold.Audio. Don't kill me. I surrender. Seeing Yang Feng approaching rapidly, an old man in green robe who was running wildly in the sky, a look of panic flashed in his eyes, and he begged Yang Feng loudly for mercy. I would like to accept the surrender, but the conditions do not allow it. Yang Feng sighed helplessly, and the killing sword flew out of his sea of consciousness, easily piercing through the head of the old man in green robe, causing his blood to splatter, and he died tragically on the spot. Afterwards, Yang Feng's heaven-swallowing devil kung fu was activated, and the black-robed old man's body instantly turned into a cloud of fly ash, which fell on the ground, and the space ring of the black-robed old man was wrapped in a stream of mana and sent to Yang Feng's palm. Immediately afterwards, as soon as Yang Feng moved, he turned into an afterimage and galloped towards the nearest practitioner. After killing more than 10 testers in a row, Yang Feng slowed down his flying speed, and turned his attention to the wilderness more than 10 miles away. At this time, more than 3,000 testers gathered together, and a strong aura and coercion emanated from them, causing the nearby beasts to flee quickly, fearing that they would be slaughtered if they moved too slowly. Everyone, Yang Feng's fighting power is too strong, none of us are his opponents, and we will be easily killed by him. However, 1 chopstick is easy to break, 10 chopsticks are difficult to break, 100 chopsticks are almost impossible to break, and more than 3,000 chopsticks cannot be broken at all. Our more than 3,000 monks unite, and the explosive fighting power can completely crush Yang Feng and easily kill Yang Feng, so that he cannot threaten our safety. Looking at Yang Feng, who was approaching more than 10 miles away, a young man in a purple robe stepped out and said to the more than 3,000 trainees in front of him. The combined combat power of your 3,000 plus people is really good. But if you want to kill me, it's not an easy thing, or even impossible. I can't beat you, can't I escape? Or do you think that I will fight endlessly with you? Tell you, today I will use kite-flying tactics to kill you one by one. Of course, if you all break up and flee in all directions, I may not be able to handle it, and I can only kill some of them. If you want to fight me to the end, I can kill you one by one. I believe that after I swallow you with the heaven-swallowing demon art, I can almost sweep the killing field. Therefore, I hope that you can fight to the death without retreating, and be killed one by me using the kite-flying tactic, so that I can push across the killing field. Yang Feng stopped a kilometer away from more than 3,000 trainees, and said in a flat tone. Hearing Yang Feng's words, the faces of more than 3,000 trainees changed drastically, some of the testers even retreated, wanting to turn around and run away. Seeing this scene, the face of the purple-robed young man who came out of the crowd changed slightly, and he quickly said loudly, "Everyone, you must not be frightened by Yang Feng's words. Think about it carefully, if Yang Feng is not afraid of us, why did he scare us? Why didn't he just kill us? Tell you, Yang Feng is afraid of us. He knows that he is not our opponent, so he speaks to scare us and let us disperse, so that he can defeat each of us. Therefore, let's not be fooled by Yang Feng, and don't be intimidated by Yang Feng. Everyone go up together, attack together, and directly kill Yang Feng." After finishing speaking, the young man in purple robe had a thought, and the killing mana in his body came out through his body, condensing a series of fierce killing sword energy, and quickly slashed towards Yang Feng's body. Hearing the words of the purple-robed youth and seeing his movements, more than 3,000 trial participants all showed sudden expressions, their confidence greatly increased, and they immediately mobilized the killing mana in their bodies, condensing a series of fierce killing sword chi, and directed towards Yang Feng. Cut off from his body, immediately, only tens of thousands of killing sword energy were seen, forming a dense killing network, and slashed towards Yang Feng's body rapidly, looking like they wanted to drown Yang Feng and cut him into pieces. Looking at the killing sword energy coming towards the sky and covering the earth, Yang Feng's expression remained unchanged, and as soon as he moved his body, he immediately retreated to the rear, avoiding the intensive attack of the killing sword energy. At this time, with a thought in Yang Feng's mind, the killing sword flew out from the sea of consciousness, suspended in front of him, and under his urging, emitted an incomparably bright light. One Jianju. Following Yang Feng's soft shout, bursts of extremely fierce killing sword energy shot out from the killing sword, and with the light of death, they slashed towards the bodies of more than 3,000 trainees. Each of these killing sword chis is more than 1 foot long, and they all contain extremely terrifying mana, and they all have extremely strong spirituality. They can attack the enemy independently, exuding the breath of death. What a terrifying killing sword aura! Who can block such a terrifying killing sword aura? Feeling the terrifying power contained in the killing sword energy, the purple-robed youth's complexion changed drastically, and he couldn't help but exclaimed. Amidst the exclamation, the purple-robed youth moved and turned into a purple streamer, galloping away into the distance. This purple-robed young man is a yin-yang mirror cultivator. He can clearly feel the spirituality of the killing sword energy, and knows that every killing sword energy released by Yang Feng is equivalent to a full-blown blow by a peak yin-yang mirror monk, and can easily kill the yin and yang mirror monk. Among the more than 3,000 cultivators, there were only a dozen or so yin-yang cultivators, and the rest were cultivators at the mana realm, who couldn't resist the thousands of killing sword chi released by Yang Feng. Therefore, the young man in purple robe gave up the confrontation at the first moment and ran away. Fuck. These slaughtering sword chi are too terrifying, we are not opponents, let's run away. Yang Feng's fighting power is too strong, we are not opponents, we should disperse and flee. We scattered and fled, one by one. We can't run away, let's fight. Don't run, we will fight Yang Feng. But when the purple-robed youth fled, the other testers shouted loudly. Some of the trainees jumped into the air and fled to the distance, while some of the trainees hurriedly mobilized the mana in their bodies to condense defensive shields, trying to resist the attack of the killing sword energy. Boom. 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 Amidst the crisp sounds, Feng activated the killing sword energy released by the killing sword. With terrifying power, it easily defeated the mana defense shields one by one, and killed the testers one by one, causing them to die tragically on the spot, and those escaped practitioners were also caught up by the fierce killing sword energy, piercing through the body, died tragically on the spot, and fell to the ground, in a short time, except for the purple-robed youth who was still fleeing. The other 3,000 or so practitioners were all killed by the fierce killing sword energy.